Escalating challenge. We speak with the mayor of Washington, D.C. about the threats to safety and security ahead of the transfer of power. And extremism in America. The violent attack on the Capitol forces a reckoning with radical right-wing political factions. All that and more on tonight's PBS News Hour.
Have already tried once to remove President Trump from office.
I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry.
That clearly didn't work out the way they'd hoped.
The Senate adjudges that respondent Donald John Trump, President of the United States, is not guilty as charged in the second article of impeachment.
But after the chaotic and deadly pro-Trump insurrection on Capitol Hill, Democrats and some Republicans are once again discussing impeachment, just days from Biden's inauguration. The big question, do they have enough time?
We'll begin with the latest in Washington. House Democrats have introduced a resolution to impeach President Trump for a second time. And it sets up a vote this week, unless Vice President Mike Pence uses his constitutional authority to remove the president. But that's unlikely. A majority of members in the Democratic-controlled House have signed on to the resolution, charging Trump with inciting the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th. It seeks to both remove him from the presidency and prevent him from ever holding office again.
House Democrats now poised to issue a blunt ultimatum to Vice President Pence tomorrow, invoke the 25th Amendment to remove President Trump by Wednesday, or they'll make the president the first ever to be impeached twice.
I think every day he's in office, he remains a real and present danger to the country.
Pence, seen late today arriving at the White House, is said to oppose implementing
What should happen to President Trump? Right now, a resolution has been introduced in the House calling on Vice President Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment, and if nothing happens by a certain period of time, impeachment proceedings are going to happen. Should the president be impeached? And if the trial gets underway, once you are finally sworn in as senator, will you vote to convict him?
No doubt Trump should be removed as soon as possible. Every day that he remains in office, he remains a clear and present danger to the country and to our security. So I think Speaker Pelosi is absolutely...
House Democrats are expected to vote on that article of impeachment at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. That article was introduced in a pro forma or incomplete session earlier today, and it's expected to win support from Democrats and even a handful of Republicans, too, with some voicing their support today, even as the top House Republican, Kevin McCarthy, laid out alternative options for proceeding. Those options including assembling a bipartisan commission to investigate the siege and censuring the president, and saying that in a call with the president that the president did express responsibility or some responsibility for the events of last week. Democrats, on the other hand, want not only to impeach, but to do it quickly. A senior Democratic aide says that top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer is exploring using a somewhat obscure emergency authority that would allow the two leaders of the Senate to reconvene the entire Senate in a very
social media crackdown in the aftermath of the Capitol Hill siege. In addition to Twitter banning President Trump, the conservative app Parler has been removed from most major app stores. Rebecca Jarvis has the latest there.
This morning,